We have plans. Really, really big plans. So big, in fact, that I can't quite tell you just yet what those plans are, but we're gonna get working on them today. It's actually a bit overwhelming, but we should be fine. I've already laid out some signs with some tasks to do to get us on the road to getting this project started. The first of which is, it's already done. I know, great start. I recorded this earlier and it sounded like doo-doo, so I'll show you what we did. Basically, this is a little hut that leads into a double XP farm downstairs, and we condemned it because I don't use it anymore. I haven't been here in like months, so we just fenced it off. Double XP farm out of commission as of the 16th of July 2025. Very quickly, let's just go take a tour of the place so anyone who hasn't actually seen it yet can have an idea of what it is. So this is a little hut. It's something that we built really, really early on in this series. Over to here, we have a spider farm that leads out into the mines that I explored already thoroughly. And then if we head down here, we have a little minecart that leads into our skelly farm. We should go back to get a mace eventually, it'd be pretty cool. Anyways, here is the skeleton farm and it leads out to the mines. The same mines that we just saw earlier, but a bit lower down. And the farms work well enough, but with where we are in the game, we have better solutions for most things. Though I still live off the arrows that we got from this farm and the bones from the bone meal, but I haven't had to come restock in the longest time. And I think we're gonna make... That's interesting. We're gonna make better solutions anyways today for some of the things. Why are they instantly dying? That's new though. Did something change with the mechanics? We can't use this for an XP farm now because they just instantly die. What's up with that? Well, that was not predicted. This might be now a passive bone meal farm with this change. Let's just check the chest. Yeah, the drops are still dropping. All right. Well, maybe this place isn't out of commission. Oh, this one survived. What's up with that? That's weird. All right, we'll have to keep that in mind. We could probably hook up a crafter and just get some bone meal that way. If I don't... Whoops. No. If I don't actually have to sit there and swipe at it, that's suddenly a lot better. Anywho, the whole point is we condemn this place since... Or retiring is more the word. We retired this place because we don't really use it anymore. And it's kind of out of the way of the village. But it's still nice anyways, so I kind of just wanted to add a little something to remember it. Now, task 2 right over here with the sign is use this to make a lot of TNT. So we have actually more chests down here full of gunpowder, and I have some barrels that are full at home. And we're going to make a buttload of TNT for something that we're going to do a bit later. So there we go, take the sign. Let's actually leave this for now and we'll just take what we have at home. Right, we got some sand. Let's grab our gunpowder here and let's get to crafting some TNT. Okay, that should be way more than is necessary. You know what, this is too exciting. Let's go straight to what we need this TNT for. As you can see here, I have in my offhand a little compass that is named End Portal Hole. I want to do more stuff in the end dimension. I'm not sick of the village, but I would like to get out of it a little bit. Right now, our end portal is kind of a pain to get to. You can see I already have my beacon in case I wanted to mine it up by hand, but we're not going to do that. So down here, let's try to float down. I fell down before and my feather falling saved me, so I know we're relatively safe if I mess this up. I put water. Alright, cool. So now our portal should be relatively close to here. So right here is our end portal, and I want to make it easy to get in and out of this place. So with this TNT, we are going to blow this place sky high. Now, Google told me that the end portal is TNT resistant, so we shouldn't be worried about blowing it up and losing our access to the end. I'm going to be very sad if that is the case. We might break our lodestone, but that's fine. We can make a new one. So I think the best way would be, let's just take the coordinates here. So 1845 and 1790. We'll go with that. Let's try to make it back up now. This is a tricky part. Nope. There we are. Now to locate 1845 and 1790. Alright, take two of that, my game crashed. So 1790 and then 1845. Just about here. Ow. Alright, here's our hole, and then we're gonna reverse back up just to about here, and then I think we only need like a stack, right? We're gonna pillar our way back up with TNT. There we are. I don't know how far it should be. Let's just put this away. And I kind of want to preserve some of the blocks if I can. So let's see. In my ender chest, I'm just going to place down a few chests in preparation that we can fill them up and keep most of the blocks that we blow up. That should be enough, right? Okay, let's blow this sucker sky high. Oh well, our lodestone is still intact. I hear it. Oh, there you are. Thought I heard you. Somewhere we blew up a water source, however. You know what? I think we could gather these chests. No, actually, we'll leave them. We'll leave them because now the hole's there, but we got to clean it up a little bit. So I'm gonna need some storage anyways. I don't think we need this to be much bigger for now, so I think I'll just get to cleaning this up real quick and then we'll talk after. Alright, well that was an hour and a half well spent. That's a pretty big hole. I think that's the biggest hole I've ever dug in my world. So now I can do fun things like this. And fun things like this. And like this. Everything's under control. I didn't know that you carried momentum through the end portal. I'm pretty sure my stuff flew everywhere. I deserve this. This pain I'm feeling right now. I got my feet. I got my somehow I got my wings. Chest plate. My pants. Lost the helmet. Lost the good tools that we care about. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look back at the clip of my inventory and check out the collateral. I think we made out better than I should have given my given my behavior. It's okay, you know what? Let's stop dwelling on it. I deserve it. I deserve it. And while doing this, at least we got to put our good friend to use here. He's slow. It's not the fastest race car on the track, but he gets to the finish line eventually. So yeah, I guess we're pretty much done with this project for now. I guess I should get home and maybe gear up some more. Now for the ride of shame. So fortunately, that didn't take too long. I had quite a bit of stuff left over. Kinda lacking in the bow department, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Anyways, while I was doing that though, I came across these weird signs that someone left. Let's see if we can read them together. Si vous vous êtes rendu jusqu'ici, s'il vous plaît pensez à vous abonner et à aimer la vidéo. Merci. Not quite sure what that means, but sounds pretty nice of them. So that over there was task number 2, which means that we have to head on to task number 3, right? Psych! We're going to task number 4. I'm quirky that way. I'm also dumb. This is task number 5. What the heck's task number 4 then? I can't remember for the life of me. You'll notice that I kind of scrapped my yard a bit over here and turned it all into path blocks because, if I understand correctly, these are not spawnable by iron golems, and I want to make a temporary little iron farm. And the reason I'm saying temporary and little is for 2 reasons. For 1, I don't feel like copying an iron farm because I think that's boring. For 2, I want an iron farm now. For this big project that we're working towards, I'm gonna need like 6 beacons, and it took long enough to gather the stuff to make the blocks for the first one. So I'm kind of giving in, and we're gonna do a farm. Also, I'm on my technical arc, and I think it's really fun. But I don't feel like, right now, doing a deep dive into iron farms and making it look cool and everything. We just want that one that works, and then later when I want to, we're going to make it look better, probably work better, probably be bigger, maybe even somewhere else. But I don't want the episode to be about this, completely. Okay, hear me out. It's a bit messy, but it works, I swear. Like, since I've started working on it and the golems start spawning, we've got 64 blocks of iron and 41 plus 36 ingots. I know, this could be better. But that's okay, because now I understand the mechanics a bit more. Next time I can make one a lot cooler. So let's get a bit of an overhead view of the place. So we have our little scare chambers here with the villagers. The zombies, same thing on the other side, and this is where our golems spawn, and they get pushed along this long line where they gradually get their heads burnt in lava before their drops drop in here and get collected into my little sorting system here. So I realized halfway through that it would have been a lot easier if I had taken the killing chamber and just placed that here where the golems could drop, and then collect the drops from here and then send that into the sorting system. But I was kind of hard bent on having this line here on either side, so it took a lot longer to get the water right. But it works. It's ugly. It works. And even though I had a bit of a hard time doing it myself for the first time, but the mechanics actually aren't that complicated, like, to start off with. So I highly encourage anyone who's hesitant to try it out for themselves. If you're one of the few people who hasn't tried building farms yet, like me. So I guess a few things that I could point out for maybe people who are at the same level of Minecraft mechanics as I am, or even newer. 1, make sure that everything here is not spawnable. So I had already started placing buttons on the top so that the golems could spawn in the water on either side. What I didn't foresee, however, was, see how in this space here there's extra space on either side of the zombie? I had a golem spawn inside that chamber and kill a zombie and break the farm, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And for moving villagers, the happy ghasts are extremely useful. So what I would do is, there is a hole there with quote-unquote villager breeder. I just throw a bunch of carrots and then they make babies. So what I'd do is I'd drop 2 boats here during the day, and then they'd get stuck in there. When everyone else was sleeping, I'd open up the wall, grab the gas, and then tie up the boat to the gas, and then fly him over and fly the villagers into position, which I think is a lot easier than trying to deal with minecarts and everything. So yeah, food for thought. But the farm works. I haven't been too far since I built it up. I think it loads pretty much everywhere in the village, as long as I'm not probably at the far end over there. So we should get a decent amount of iron while I'm working around the place to be able to get our beacons for the big project. And like I said, I don't think I'll build over this to make this look nice. It's kind of like whacked out to start with, the way I did it. I think more than likely once I have enough iron to do me well for a while, we might just tear it down and then rebuild it cleaner and make it look nice. Or maybe we'll just build another one somewhere else and we'll build something else here. I'm not sure, but at least for now, it gets the job done and it's going to make things a lot easier for me. So I think this was step 4. No, step 3. What is step 4? Anyway, step 3 here is convert this place into a bone meal farm, and I'm not planning on doing anything fancy, but essentially this is a big old cactus farm. I have so much green dye already. These ones are full, my storage at home is full, and these systems are actually backed up. Yep, see, we're losing drops because I'm not using them. And the reason I built this so big is that this was my first attempt at making an XP bank kind of farm, but with the allays and the infested potions, didn't really need it anymore. So I've kind of just forgotten about this, so instead of just leaving it as is, I'm gonna just convert it into a bone meal farm. So I don't quite know how, but at the same time, I don't think it'll be too hard. I don't foresee it being too complicated, right? Well, that was a bit underwhelming. I thought, like, I was trying to do something with a dispenser, like sending the cactus into a dispenser that could send it into the composter to send it in here. No, it turns out just hopper. You just need a hopper. Hopper's it, that's all. Which I guess makes sense, but I thought for sure that you would need like to do like an action, like the dispenser when it activates does an action. But this just works. Which I guess is okay because it takes a lot less redstone and it's supremely passive. So what I think we're gonna have to do now is like this is all full of green dye. I'm pretty sure this is full of green dye as well. I just can't open it right now. So we're gonna have to move a bunch of this stuff into our storage room so that we can have more room for bone meal. So I'm just gonna move this over, all the dye into my storage room underneath the house. And by the time I'm done that, we'll come see how much bone meal we have. So right now we have 22. We'll see how much we have after the fact. All right, let's see. So this is already starting to fill again. This one as well. Is it still? Oh, yeah, it's still backed up pretty far. But so far we're at this much bone meal, so at least we'll be able to use it instead of just leaving the cactus there to rot. Alright, so we're here in the end dimension. I looked for sign number 4 to find out what step number 4 was, and I couldn't find it. I'm starting to think that one of 2 things happened. Number 1, I'm dumb and I forgot. Number 2, I never put a sign number 4 down. So we're moving on. So we are just underneath where the first portal that I have in my world is. The first and only portal. And I've got some chests down. This may be a bit of a hint. That's what we're doing in the next few episodes. The first thing I wanted to do was scout for some land, but I'm pretty sure this is where... Well, this is the land I'm looking for. We're going to be building something here eventually. Let me know in the comments if you can figure out what that is. What I want to do now is just do a little bit of resource gathering. And I had forgotten, but just outside the portal, there's an end city right here. And I'm pretty sure I raided this already, so there likely isn't any more sharkles. There likely aren't any more shulkers in here. But the blocks that this thing uses, I'm gonna want for a build. I'm not gonna show you the templates or the material list just yet. I don't want to spoil too much. But we're gonna go ahead and just tear this thing down, see how much material that gives us, and from there we'll see what we do. Alright, so we got just underneath a double chest worth of stuff from that end city. And I think that's what we're going to call it for this episode. I'm going to be flying because the Enderman won't leave me alone. A bit less buildy for this one. We need to get some things ready, but the next one, I think, pretty sure the next one's going to be really lots of building. So I'm going to go ahead and be a busy bee and get a bunch of materials ready because we have a big build for the next build. And let me know if you can guess what you think we might be doing. Hint, it's going to be here. But with that being said, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.